Today I will be practicing my deadlift form, making sure that I can get the proper form down, and that way I can utilize it to excel in. So the weight I have here on the bar, you'll notice it's a very thin bar. That's because I have concrete weights. This is 7.5 pounds. I'm not actually, again, the point of today is just to practice my form, make sure I can get it down, and so this weight isn't really enough for me to actually struggle with or expect to make much progress as building muscle goes, but I have it on here that way it gives enough resistance, and because the bar is only 3.5 pounds, and that way it's elevated from the ground high enough so I can pick it up properly. So right here, you're going to observe my chicken type legs here, and the reason they are like that is because obviously they have not been worked in a very long time. I've recently just been one of those arms only guys, and that really needs to change. So that's why I'm trying to practice the deadlift. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is it might look like I'm struggling with the weight here, and I'm just trying to defend myself, you know, because it's like, what, 15 pounds or 18, including the bar, which is like 3.5. Anyways, what I'm trying to do is pull myself towards the bar and drive my feet into the floor. That way it helps activate my leg muscles, and I'm not going to take the time to name them. Well, I'll throw out hamstrings, but yeah. So in this next part, you'll see I've decided to increase the weight from 7.5 pounds to, or just 7.5 pounds to avoid awkward phrasing, to a full 10 pounds. It'll be just slightly more challenging, I suppose. Again, that's not really that much, I know. But this is my first attempt at actually deadlifting, and I figure this will increase not only the weight, but as you can see, bigger diameter, so that way I have more to work with, more elevation from the ground. And the biggest weights that I have are these 20 pounds. And as you can see, they are twice the weight, they are also twice the size of the 10 pound, and significantly bigger in turn than the 7.5 pounder. So I probably should practice with the 20 pounds, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the 10 pounds. Work my way up a little bit, but I don't figure too much of a challenge. I just realized that was a terrible angle, so I'm going to try to find another one in this basement, small room here. Let's make sure that my entire body gets into the frame, and better check my form. After observing how ugly I am on camera, not so much in person, at least not when I look in the mirror. Anyways, we observe how lazy I am to not cut out the bit where I walk away from the camera after setting it up, which if you look at the floor, you'll notice that the angle is just fragment off. And why is that, you might ask? Well, that's because there was an old folded up rug or mat or something sitting on top of a box, and it was just like sideways because it wasn't all even, just random things stacked together. And I thought, hey, that's a good spot to put my phone. And you saw me do my little jumps and arm forward things. Anyways, what I'm doing here, again, I'm not like physically straining myself to actually pick up the weight. What I'm trying to do is pull myself towards the bar and also drive my feet into the ground. And when I go up, give it a little hip thrust. Be sure not to injure my genitals while doing so, because that would not be good, at least not for me. Again, here's some more laziness. I walk towards the camera. I'm not cutting that out because that takes too much. I will now increase the weight to 20 on each side. So here again, too lazy to cut this shot out. Not so much laziness actually, as so much as if anything's attractive about me, it's not my voice, not my face, at least up close on camera. It's that one shot of my arms, which I thought looked pretty good. So, you're welcome. And in just a couple of seconds, we're going to observe me putting the bar down, stepping away from the bar, and turning the camera off. Hey, so I can already imagine the shock, like, whoa, he's not all monotone. Yeah, so just one thing to mention, my voice isn't always that monotone. I'm not always that awkward in person, just a little bit more awkward. So I try to keep my voice down too, so if it's a little hard to hear, that's just because I had the folks upstairs and I didn't really want them to come down, and question my activities. Not because I get a little embarrassed, not because I'd have to say, oh, I'm making a video, I'm talking to my camera, but because the actual question would be posed as, who are you talking to? No one. My friends don't talk to me. I'm making a video for the internet. Anyways, one other thing I wanted to mention is, if it looked like I was struggling, I know my legs aren't that weak, even though they were like shaking a little bit, but I wasn't really struggling with lifting the weight. I was trying to drive my feet into the ground, into the floor, and pull myself towards the bar. That is a good way to get proper form, and that's the whole point of this video. Really, it was just for myself, so I could make sure I'm getting proper form down. But posting it to YouTube, the internet, if anybody comes across it, just to say, oh yeah, good job, or oh yeah. And so, though if I get a thumbs down, that might hurt my feelings, but yeah, it's criticism, so I'll just have the excuse, I'm an amateur. Kind of like when I did stupid annoying things a couple years back. Oh, I'm a freshman, even though I can't use that excuse anymore. I still have the amateur card, so